Thao here. So Samsung just held their second Unpacked event of the year and they announced a whole bunch of stuff. I got some early hands-on with everything, so let's talk about it. Alright, first up, the Galaxy Z Flip 5, the more affordable and mainstream foldable, seems to be the one that's getting a little more attention from Samsung this time around. It's available in 4 different colors, with mint green being the hero color for the year, which looks really good in person by the way. The most notable change is that it now has a much larger 3.4-inch folder-shaped cover display that Samsung is calling the Flex View display. It's a nice bump up from the 1.9-inch one on the Flip 4. We've seen other brands adopt a larger cover display on their flip phones, so it's nice to see Samsung do the same. One of my favorite things to do on my Z Flip 4 is to take selfies with the phone closed, since it allows me to use the better main camera, but the outer display has never really been a great viewfinder because it's tiny. I was only able to quickly test it, but the larger one on the 5 is so much better for that. You can even immediately view the photo, heart it, or delete it from the cover display too, which was really dope. Samsung has of course reworked all the widgets to take advantage of the larger display. They also demoed some new widgets, including a phone one that shows a list of your recent phone calls. It gives you access to the phone dialer too. The other new one is an investment widget that can display your favorite stocks. There's this pinch gesture that zooms everything out and gives you a quicker way to jump from widget to widget. I know what you're all thinking, widgets are cool and all, but can you run actual apps? The answer is yes, but with a catch. First, you have to turn it on in the Labs menu. It's not enabled out of the box. Second, right now it only supports 5 apps including YouTube, Netflix, Google Maps, Samsung Messages, and Android Messages. You can prop it up like this and watch stuff, navigate, plus check directions, or even respond to messages with a proper keyboard. You could only do quick replies before. The Z Fold 5, on the other hand, is a very similar looking phone to last year. It's available in black, white, and a new, very attractive light blue, all of which have a matte finish to them. The camera housing has been slightly tweaked. The phone itself is lighter, it's a little thinner, but it doesn't exactly have any eye-catching new changes to its design, with the exception of a new hinge. Both the Flip and Folds feature a brand new hinge design, which allows Samsung to pretty much eliminate the gap when the phones are closed. The space you see on the Flip and Fold 4, yeah, the new ones don't have that at all. It closes completely flat. I'll be honest, the gap never really bugged me because it pretty much disappears when you put a case on it. But having it fold flush like this does make it look more like a finished product and should cut down on the amount of lint and dust finding its way onto the main display. Samsung is showing their larger foldables some love, software-wise though. The latest version of One UI will allow the taskbar to hold up to 12 apps now, up from 8, and they're introducing a brand new multitasking feature for pop-up windows. Now, you'll be able to slide pop-up windows off to either side of the screen just like this, and tapping the little indicator will bring them back up. I imagine both these updated features will be coming to older folds as well eventually. In terms of the crease, I believe it's been reduced slightly, but it's still there. It's still visible at certain angles and light's still gonna bounce off of it. But like what every foldable owner out there will tell you, looking at it straight on, it's not really visible. Personally, I don't think the crease will ever be invisible, but I'd love to be proven wrong. There are also rumors that this year will be the year that Samsung would add dust resistance to their foldables. But nope, the Flip and Fold still have the same IPX8 rating as last year. You of course get the typical yearly processor bump. You get a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy, which is the same chipset you'll find in the Galaxy S23 lineup that was launched earlier this year. It isn't exactly brand new at this point, but as we've seen, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 offers a good bump in processing power and it's much more efficient compared to previous generations. Now, when it comes to cases, there are some interesting new options. If you want hinge protection, they've got this one that looks like it'll do a pretty decent job. There's this ring case that can be pulled out and used as a kickstand or to help grip the phone. Then there's also this interesting backplate case that will automatically apply a matching motion wallpaper to your front display. The Fold does get a brand new redesigned S Pen case. There's this cool little latch system that ejects the S Pen once you slide down on it. It actually works really well and I think it's going to be a big hit. You'll also notice that it doesn't stick out as much. The back of the case is essentially flat even with the pen. They're able to do this thanks in part to a new S Pen design, which has a thinner rectangular shape, allowing it to sit more flush. Moving on to the Galaxy Watch 6, Samsung is reviving the rotating bezel. Thank goodness, because I actually missed it. There are two versions of the watch. The Galaxy Watch 6 will look very similar to the Watch 4 and 5, available in 40 and 44mm key sizes, but they've trimmed down the bezels by making the display slightly bigger. It's also a sharper display thanks to a bump in resolution. The Watch 6 Classic is the one to pick up if you want the rotating bezel. It's available in slightly larger 43 and 46mm key sizes to accommodate the physical bezel itself. Seriously, it felt almost nostalgic using it again. Like, I totally forgot how satisfying it is to use. Here's something that I wasn't really expecting. Samsung is actually introducing a new mechanism on their first-party watch straps. If you hate fiddling with those little spring bars on watch straps, you'll love this. Now you can just press this single button on the bottom side of the strap to quickly release and reattach. It works really well. I really like it. Don't worry, you can still use your regular watch straps if you wanted to, but this new system is just a little easier, and I guess it's a nice incentive to go with a first-party strap instead of a random one on Amazon or something. The other big announcement is the launch of their Galaxy Tab S9 series of tablets. Like the Tab S8, there are 3 different versions: the Tab S9, S9 Plus, and S9 Ultra. The back of the tablets where the S Pen magnetically charges has a slight design change. The glossy black strip on the previous models is gone. Now you have a slight indent, which I did find made it easier to dock the S Pen when you're not actively looking. The S Pen can also now charge no matter which direction you place it. In the previous models, the pen tip had to be facing the cameras. You can still magnetically mount it to the top of the tablet too, but that's only for storage and not for charging. There's 3 other big takeaways with these tablets. First, the smallest Tab S9 now comes with an AMOLED screen instead of LCD. I always found it weird that they skimped on the most portable one, forcing everyone to get the Plus or Ultra if they wanted an AMOLED screen, which, to be honest, is a big selling point for these tablets. I'm actually excited to check out the smaller Tab S9 this year, now that it has an AMOLED screen as well. Second, these will also all be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 to bring it up to speed with all of Samsung's other flagship products. Third, this is the first time Samsung is bringing an IP68 water and dust resistance rating to their flagship tablet. Normally, you'd have to opt for their active line of tablets to get that. Considering that iPads don't have any IP rating of any kind, this could be a unique selling point. So taking a step back and looking at all these upgrades, nothing really stands out as being truly groundbreaking or a game changer. But you know what? There's a lot of nice little improvements to look forward to. Of course, the Flip 5 has got me the most excited. That bigger outer display has a lot of potential, but I'm also really looking forward to having a Galaxy Watch with a rotating bezel again. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on all the new products as well as what you'd like to see me review first. As usual, thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, I'm out here. Bye!